So here we go, Arabia, Russia F versus Norwegian bastards, as they call themselves. Kong Forever is also part of a villains clan, Norwegian-based clan that played in the Nations Cup back in the day in 2017 or whenever that was. But the reason for the name Norwegian Bastards and not Villains this time around is that Plogan and Aksel the Great are not part of Villains, as far as I know. They are, however, Kong Forever and Plogan are also part of Norway B's team for the 2v2 World Cup Silver League. They made it to the round of 64 before they lost to what I think was Mexico, one of Mexico's teams. Absolutely solid players. Both Kong Forever and Plogan are in the 1700s these days. Kong has actually peaked at 1840, so he's a very, very solid player. As is Plogan, peaking on the close to the 1800 mark as well. Aksel the Great has been in the 1600 plus. He's hovering around the 1500, 1600s. As for Russia F, we have a good game here. Also an extremely solid player. He's actually just crossed the 2K plus 1v1 mark. So he's a player, a force to be reckoned with for sure here. He's playing at the Saracens for this one. On the flank Saracens for a good game here. Now for the pocket for Russia F, we have the Queen, who I believe is in the 1600s. I'm gonna double check that. The Queen is at 1558 right now. Playing as Frank's pocket, fantastic pocket civ. Best civ of all in my opinion. I love Frank's. They have cheaper castles, they have some of the best paladins in the game, and a great eco bonus to back it for the boom. So expect to see scouts opening from Franks to coordinate with the Saracens archers, or with the Vietnamese on the right hand side here with Mr. Moon, who is currently sitting at 1397 elo. So actually the collected average elo between these players shouldn't be that far apart. We have 2k, plus we have 1300s or 1400s, and then 1500s in the middle here. So we'll see how it plays out. So Mr. Moon with the Vietnamese, effectively an anti-archer civ here. The Vietnamese archery range units get plus 20% hit points, so they are tankier against any enemy units. They also have a unique unit in the Imperial Skirmisher in the Imperial Age, a unit that all teammates also have access to once the Imperial Age kicks in. You have to research it, of course, but you have the option to make them. So it should be interesting to see into play. Vietnamese should be decent against Britons here, one of the absolute go-to archer civilizations, which Aksel the Great has gone for here. Playing as the Teal, spawning very close to his opposing flank here. There's a hill in the middle here that they will have to fight for control over. Whoever gets a castle or some kind of presence up here is in a good spot to push onwards. Britain's archers, Castle Age onwards, have extra range, whereas Vietnamese have extra hit points. And also a unique unit in the Rattan Archer and archer unit with extra pierce armor. Now in the pocket position for Norway, or rather Norwegian bastards, we have Plogan here playing in the green as Indians. Another great pocket civ, fantastic booming potential due to the cheaper villagers, and also a hard counter to Frank's Paladins with the Imperial Camel. So actually a good counter choice going for Indians here against what they may have expected for Franks from the opponents here on Arabia. You never know, pretty common go-to civs for Arabia. The Indians slightly or massively nerfed, honestly though, after they lost the last armor upgrade for their Imperial Camels in the most recent patch. So that shakes things up a bit. It's still a very solid unit to take out both enemy cavalry and enemy buildings. And finally, on the left side flank for Norwegian bastards, we have Kong Forever, also with the Saracens. So we have a Saracens mirror on the left hand side here between a 2k player and a 1700, 1800 player here. Kong, very solid though. He's been in around the age scene for years. likes his Drush infantry openings, Drush or Men at Arms here. And let's see what they can accomplish. Here comes the Drush. It's being scouted. It's being accompanied by Plogan here, actually. And with Plogan Scout here, Plogan could deny those walls so that Kong is able to access good games. Paris Eco here. Nice blocks from Plogan here to just be plain annoying here to make sure that Kong could get some hits in here. By keeping the scout close here, risks some scout's HP of course, but also eliminates the potential for quick walls here of good game. And now Kong comes with his own scout as well. So we just have decent rush here, even though it means Plogan almost losing his scout here. I might actually lose it here. That's some serious idle time cost on good game here. Kong actually moves back out because the barriers are so close to the TC. There's a limited damage potential to what you can do. I think he might be trying to get to the woodlines here or try to hit the barriers again. Kong with 24 villagers against Good Game's 22, but Good Game also well on the way to the feudal age here, which could be an issue. Meanwhile, we have scouts in production for Plogan here. At home, he is up earlier than the Queen, I believe. At least he's earlier to the production because the scouts stables is just about to go up for the Franks player here. Franks advantage show more hit points on the scouts. Instant plus 20 hit points reaching the feudal age. Here come the ranges from Good Game, double ranges, whereas Kong is still in the feudal age, but it's also walling off. Kong is going for the Drush fast castle play here, and I think if he can get to the Saracens crossbows, while a Good Game will be stuck with the feudal age double range scouts, it could be huge for Kong. Could also be very risky because Good Game will have a larger army masses more easily. But right now it looks quite good. Kong has been annoying here, been forcing some quick walls, and maybe also be forcing a reaction of Good Game here. And I think they're doing the right call to hit the strongest player here. So maybe they've done some homework, seeing that Good Game is in fact a 2K player. I'm not sure it was at the time this game was played, but in any real case. Strong forward here, coordinated forward between Kong and Plogan. Looks like the Queen has a more healthy scouts number here though. We have 7 scouts for the Queen, only 5 for Plogan. Also there's the HP difference to factor in here. That's the Indians scouts, until they can get bloodlines, they will be outmatched in hit points department. 54 against 45 here. So Plogan will either need larger numbers or to go for some extra defense or attack upgrades to match the Franks numbers here. Now we have a coordinated forward from Good Game and the Queen here. Unfortunately, single palisade walls will not keep Saracens archers out. They have bonus against buildings, and Kong will be forced to react here. Some good quick walls here to funnel the aggression in towards the TC here. It's still not going to completely limit the damage output here though, since there are in fact quite a few Frank scouts here. And a steady supply of more units moving forward. I mean, as long as the opponent is open, you could just keep making army and send them in and try to dominate in terms of numbers here. They know as well that Kong is still in the Dark Age, so if Russia F are able to deal enough damage to Kong here, Kong is going to look at a huge setback for his Drush fast castle play. Economy looks decent for Kong though, but he's off gold. No, it's actually not off gold. It's just missing gold to get to the next stage. It's missing 100 gold, which could be crucial here. Plogan taking some decent fights here. He could more easily challenge the archers here. He doesn't need to worry too much about the archers because the Indian scouts has extra pierce armor as a civilization bonus, and all in all taking some decent fights here. Now on the right hand side we have Mr. Moan on the forward against Akkal the Great here. Good reaction from Akkal the Great, pulls off all the villagers of gold of this admittedly very forward gold before the Britain's archers, Vietnamese archers can get any significant hits in here. We have even the defense and attack in for both players here. It's not that usual to get both of these that early. Once a huge setback for Akkal the Great though is that this is his only gold. If he loses this one, like he's doing right now, he'd have to expand to the sides here. And these are as exposed. This is a really bad map for Akkal the Great, honestly. He's going to struggle for gold here if Mr. Moan can keep the pressure up. Looking at the numbers as well, we have slightly larger numbers for Mr. Moan, means that he's in a great spot to take good fights here. 5 archers forward only though, against 9 here from the Britons, so still good opportunities for Akkal the Great to take some decent fights before the reinforcements can come in. But the way it looks now, it's going to be a bad fight for Akkal the Great because the Vietnamese archers will handle more hits here. On the left hand side, Plogan is here to coordinate with Kong, who is on the way to the Castle Age. Will be getting to those crossbows. We'll be losing a mining camp here, so no stone for Kong. But the wood income is still solid, and from the looks of it, it might be that Good Game doesn't quite know about the gold situation for Kong forever here. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit of lacking scouting here for Good Game, not to see that Kong is taking gold to the north here. So that's good news for Kong. His gold won't be contested for quite a while. Now we might see it though. Castle Age in for the Franks player. First player reaching the Castle Age here, but we have Kong just about to follow suit here. Good game as well, but lagging further behind in exchange has more army in the mix. Kong with 9 military, Good Game with 17. But if Kong can make use of his crossbows here, triple ranges, market abuse a little bit and get the numbers up, he could still take a good coordinated fight with Plogan here to take out as many of the Saracens' feudal archers before they can become crossbows. Akkal the Great on the other side here with Britons mixed in some skirms now as well. I love that addition. He's going to be on his own here for a while, while Plogan and Kong Forever are trying to hold and fight on the left side here. Crossbow is in for Kong, and no Bodkin just yet, but triple range production going to try and get the numbers advantage here. I think it should still be only 2 ranges for Good Game, about to drop the third one now. Mr. Moan is back on Akkal the Great's goal. It's just so unfortunate gold placement for Akkal the Great here now. He's queuing consistently, getting to the Britain's crossbows now, so now he'll have the range advantage. And Mr. Moan is only 70% up, so we'll need to back off, obviously. We're looking at that threatening push in Kong Forever's base though, with Good Games. Now, roughly, let's see the numbers, 25 military here now, accompanied by Frank's Knights. Only so much Kong Forever with this 34 villager population can do here. I think he's been relying a lot on 1TC market abuse play here with the triple ranges. Cast Age in for the Vietnamese player as well, been holding on nicely here, not dealing too much damage, but still staying quite similar in stats to Akkal the Great here, so no player making any significant difference here. We have triple stable camels production for Plogan here. They have higher pierce armor as well, so that's could be helping out here. Kong, no university though, does Good Game have the university? Good Game probably has ballistics, and that could be a huge difference here between Kong and Good Game here. Indians Knights in the mix here against the Franks. Indians Camels, I mean, against the Franks Knights here, but the Franks Knights are outnumbering. They are going to take out Kong's masses, and if Kong loses the whole crossbow mass here, it's just not looking great here now. Constant pressure from Russia F on this side. Akkal the Great trying a push on the other side though, but is also being outnumbered here. Patient playing from Plogan here now, massing up the camels before engaging. Also Kong dropping another range to make sure he has 3 range to produce from here. Collected military 19 versus 33 and 15 though, so given that Russia F is all on the left hand side now, relying on Mr. Moan to do his job against Akkal alone on this side, it's collected larger, more than 10 military advantage for the Queen and Good Game here. +2/+2 for the Knights. The Camels are lacking the second attack upgrade, and more importantly, Kong Forever is losing his ranges yet again. There has lost 2 archery ranges already, and for right now isn't producing at all. Kong's economy is completely in shambles here. Is wood and gold income still, so this gold was never contested. It would be GG a lot earlier if Russia F had the scouting on point to the north here to deny this gold of Kong. But TC is as good as dead. Kong is with 1 TC play and Sud is with 0 TC play here. And it's beginning to look very GG here, losing one whole flank player for Norwegian Bastards. Kong Forever about to lose all of his military as well. Kong is migrating though. Could he salvage himself for this? It's a huge army difference here on the left hand side, especially. Logan 23, Kong with 8, so he did keep some crossbows. Going to try and make use of them, go for a little raid, and the farming echo is very exposed here for Good Game. But looking at the score overall here, it shouldn't be any way back for Norwegian Bastards here, with Kong down to 1754, just lost his one and only TC. Yeah, and you can rebuild TCs, but you can't keep them up long against collected masses of Saracens, archers, and huge chunks of knights pushing here. This is looking really tough for Norwegian Bastards here. Plogan with the raids though, going to try and cripple Good Game at their home base here. Plogan also untouched at home with the Indians, which is a significant factor here. Kong yet again tries to flee with his villagers, and meanwhile, we have the relocation of the gold for Akkal the Great here, facilitating triple range production for Britons here. Now, Britain's advantage here is that their team bonus is that the archery ranges work faster. So Akkal the Great will always have an easier time replenishing the numbers and keeping up with his opposing flank here. We have Mr. Bone at only 52 villagers actually, playing full on 1 TC on the flank here, whereas Akkal the Great is on 2 cheaper town centers for Britons, and now going for a move forward here. It's adding some siege as well, with roughly equal crossbows numbers here. But with that 1 extra Britain's range, might be able to take some good fights still here. Good Game and the Queen keep pushing though. I'm going to take out another TC of Kong Forever here. Just no way that Kong Forever is going to be left allowed back into the game here. 34 villagers total for Kong, quite a few of them inside here, and the rest of them trying to flee even further now in a desperate effort to be kept in the game. Logan with all his camels back home is going to aid the fights here, but he is on his own here. Kong only has 6 military total, and making the best of them over here. Overall, villager numbers not that bad for Norwegian bastards. Kong is the only one struggling the most here. Plogamit and so decent eco behind all this. He is roughly at the same villagers as Mr. Mondo. This camel massing is taking its toll on Plogan's boom potential, of course. Needs to keep army, needs to provide army essentially for 2 players now that Kong is as good as out of the game. He's rebuilding their Axel's base now, so just trying to delay the inevitable here. And we actually have 38 knights against 38 camels here. So the camels could win, but then there's the issue of the crossbows in the middle of everything here that makes for the fact that Plogan can't really take any comfortable fights here. We have a flare in the north for Kong's team. There's just all the collected army of good game, and the queen here, it's almost 100 units here in the north. I think not quite attacking for the moment, and I think they either had a small break or they just hesitated to take the fights here because the 14 was called. We have several players on the way to the Imperial Age. Axel the Great with the Britons on the way up as well, with the castles here. More ranges as well to facilitate our blessed production. But we have Norwegian bastards down more than 1000 score here, which is something you usually don't want to see. And the overall villager count, of course, falling significantly behind there. Indians boom, no, Frank's boom really kicking in for the queen. Untouched eco at home, very exposed admittedly, so just a few camels or something here could just could still accomplish something here, but the fact is that Kong is with Saracens. He doesn't have any eco bonus to rely on for the reboom other than the market. So it's just not going to get back into the game in time here. He's stuck in the castle age now, producing villagers out of 2 TCs, but it's going to take a long while before Kong can contribute here. 0 military. And Nicholas writes 105 in the chat, and I couldn't agree more. This is a GG that Norwegian bastards probably should consider calling very soon. Yeoman and Imperial Age on the way for Axel the Great though. 5+4 range now will have 5+5 and will then have 3 range advantage on the enemies here. So it's 60 crossbows and probably 40 knights here ready to raid. I don't understand why they don't just run in and demolish all of Plogan's eco here, because they could effectively do that. Knights with +2 can easily take out TCs. Saracen's crossbows can also easily take out buildings, and here comes the hit. I think they're just having fun and enjoying the fact that they are in such a huge lead now. Russia F want to get the style points for the arbalest from the Saracens here, and maybe even the Cavalier from the Franks player before closing it out here. Plogan is as good as dead. He has been it for a while, but Russia F has hold off the attack for some reason. Now it's Plogan's turn to migrate, and these Norwegian bastards don't give up easily here. 2 TCs down just like that. Look at Saracen's crossbows. That wasn't 5 or 6 volleys to take out 1 TC here. It's incredible. Here comes the counterattack though. Last hurrah for Plogan here to try and at least take 1 Russia F player out of the game. Axel the Great with a great push down south as well, but it doesn't change the fact that both Plogan and Kong are losing virtually all of their economies here. Plogan 64 villagers, Kong 46. Collected villager counts probably almost 100 down to what Russia F's situation is like here. Cavalry raids, just for fun here for Plogan, I guess, just to try and at least get 1 player out, but it's only about who dies first here. Relocating again both players here. If I were Russia F here, I would honestly be quite frustrated here with the constant relocation, because the economy situation here is just less than stellar for Team Norway. 2 players almost without eco now, and no production rise, no army production whatsoever from Kong and Plugin here. They still have some numbers. Plugin has 64 military. He's raiding away, making use of the fact that Saracens only get pikemen. They will not be getting halberdier. But even with good game out of the game here, it should still be GG for Norway because all of Plogen's eco is in shambles. So once this army can somehow be dealt with, once the army of Plogen is out of the game, and maybe Axel's as well, it's not much they can do. The only thing Norwegian bastards have going for them now is the fact that Axel the Great has 52 arbalest, Plogen has 56 camels, and is doing wonders against enemy eco here. But here come the knights, soon to be cavalier, and chasing here. Hey, thanks for the sub, Nicholas. Thanks for stopping by and watching. I appreciate it. So much action going down here and there. Kong dropping ranges in the queen side here. This Norwegian bastards just refuse to give up here. I'm amazed. A bit of a relocation from Kong over here as well. But now it's Axel's turn. He's lost all of his TCs. He's losing lots of eco as well. Liker. God jul. Ja, god jul, ja. You just don't stop this arbalest mass now because you can't engage. It's Plogen's military numbers diminishing. Kong with only 6 military here, and look at the economy here. Axel the Great soon in the spot, not to be able to remass units either. Cavalier actually should be handling the Castle Age Indian camels here, and only 1 out of 3 players from Norwegian bastards are in the Imperial Age here. Can't help but just laugh and think that the Norwegian bastards are just having a laugh about the strength of Saracens arbalest here and just rebooming and being annoying here. I don't know if this was game 1 or game 2, but they're really stalling it out here. Look at the scores. More than 2,000 points down, and populations not to be spoken of. Axel the Great with 100 villagers, 150 population, so he's a very strong, resilient late game player here, but the overall military numbers is more than 100 higher for Russia F anyway. This is going to be, this has to be Russia F's game. It would have to be a massive throw to lose that one. And there crashes my game, so we're actually not going to see the end of that one. Thanks, DE. But I think we all could see which way this was going, honestly. This has to have been Russia F's game for sure. I'm just gonna look to confirm that from the recordings tab here from Season 2 recordings. Russia F versus Norwegian Bastards. Norwegian Bastards home map, Arabia. That was Russia F win. Surprise, surprise. So I think we're just gonna pull up the 1-0 for Russia F here, and we'll do the second game.